What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode, Julian is now officially on my shit list. I understand his intentions are good, but he's on my shit list now because it's like Lucas. I'm pissed because I feel like Brad and now Julian are playing God. That's just how I feel because they're taking Lucas's right to grieve away from him. You know what I'm saying? And if that makes sense. And it's pissing me off because Brad is a piece of shit. And basically he didn't even tell Julian the whole truth. He told Julian half of the truth. He told Julian that baby Wiley died the same night he was born. But he didn't tell him where he got the new baby from. Not exactly. He told him that a homeless woman gave him that child, begged him to take that child. He didn't tell Julian that Nell gave him that child and the child is Michael's. He didn't tell Julian all of that information. But even without all of that information, even with half the truth, Julian still should have told Alexis and still should have told Lucas the truth. Basically, because Alexis should know because she's representing them. You know what I'm saying? Those are her clients in this whole adoption fiasco. So, if anything, you should have at least told their lawyer. See, this is what I'm talking about. Alexis is being blindsided yet again. She was blindsided with Kiki. Now she's being blindsided with Brad and Lucas. It's pissing me off. Like, it's so irritating because it's like, this is your attorney. Why do these people hire lawyers if they're not going to tell their lawyers everything? Because legally, Alexis wouldn't be able to say anything because it's attorney-client privilege. Even though he did break the law, but she's not obligated to tell that because it's already done. Um, Brad sickens me, like seriously. And it pisses me off even more after I watched that funeral scene today because here he is sitting here talking about, oh, I could lose my child. Bitch, you got a whole family that's at the damn church grieving over a child that doesn't even belong to them. You got Michael grieving over a son that's not even his son. And you're sitting there talking about, oh, I could. All he worried about is himself. That's all he worried about. His damn self. And Julian pissing me off because you're willing to try and help him out and lie for him. Really, Julian? Like, seriously? And you already know when Lucas finds out the truth and he finds out that Julian knew part of the truth and didn't tell him, you already know Sam gonna have a field day with this one. Because all of this is doing is proving Sam's point about Julian. That's all it's doing. It's fueling her anger towards him even more. And at this point, I really can't blame her. Because Julian puts himself in these situations. Fuck Brad. Tell the truth. And Brad, you're sitting here, so you mean to tell me you can tell your father-in-law the truth, but you can't tell your husband the truth? The man that you pledged your life to? You can't tell him the truth? You feel like you don't owe him the truth? I understand that you're trying to spare him the pain of losing a child, but you're playing God though. You know what I'm saying? Telling him the truth. Yeah, Lucas is going to be upset that they lost a child, but had you told him the truth that night, y'all could have just dealt with it and tried to adopt a whole new child. Now by you lying and committing crimes left and right to keep this secret, it's going to be hard for Lucas to, overcome this. You know what I mean? And at this point, Lucas deserves to know. And I wish Julian would have told him because he deserves to know what type of a bastard he married. Lucas need to divorce him when the truth comes out. And I would not blame Lucas if he went back to hating Julian too. Because Julian knew not the whole truth, but he knew enough of the truth to tell his son the damn truth. And you chose to conceal it for this bastard. Like, seriously, what the hell is wrong with these people? You got a whole family, friends and family, at the church grieving over a child that does not belong to them. How sick can you be? How fucked up can you be? And he's not even thinking about them. Brad not even thinking about them. Brad thinking about himself. That's even more sick and twisted. I was like, this little bitch need to get whooped, yo. I'm serious. Like, he needs an ass whooping. I hope when Lucas find out he knock him on his ass. I hope so. I pray. Let it happen. He needs an ass whooping. I will say though, I did enjoy the conversation between Christina and Alexis, because it's a conversation that's long overdue for the two of them, and it's time that they get back in each other's good graces and stop all this foolishness. And I'm happy that Alexis is over the whole her being with Parker thing. I mean, Alexis had a reason to be concerned though, because Parker is mature enough, she's old enough. You know what I'm saying? This woman has lived, so I can understand why she was a little hesitant about her daughter dating this older woman. I don't blame her. That's like fathers being hesitant about their young daughters dating older men. You know what I'm saying? It's the same narrative, same thing. And she had a right to feel that way. I felt like Christina was acting a little childish with her mother before she left for Oregon, you know. But Alexis had a right to feel the way she felt. She is a parent, so I give her that. But I'm glad that they're nipping things in the bud. Um, Drew. I will say I'm impressed with Drew. I am. I'm impressed because I enjoyed the whole scene between him and Curtis. Like Curtis dug up some information. Basically, the information Curtis got is some shit that you could have found on Wikipedia. I'm just saying. Like he basically found out that she grew up in a rural, like a little college town, basically. Um, she went to the best schools, top of her class. She went to the best college, top of her class. But what stuck out to Drew was the fact that she's so smart. She could have made millions of dollars as a lawyer. She could have made a really good salary as a lawyer. Working for tech companies as a general counsel, working for a big company firm. She could have really made a great salary. But she chose to work in crime filled areas, like Oakland, California. Let me tell you something. I've never been to California before, but I have heard of Oakland, and I heard Oakland is not somewhere you would want to live. It's basically the hood, and it's a lot of gang activity, a lot of crime. um and that's where she chose to be an assistant district attorney. And I'm like, why? But now all of a sudden it makes sense though, because she was getting experience taking down high profile gang members and shit like that in Oakland. And that experience, and I think that's part of why she took the DA position in Port Charles, so she could finally be the one to take down Sonny Corinthos. But I'm with Drew on this. I feel like it's bigger than Sonny and Jason, though. I feel like there's much more to her agenda than just Sonny and Jason. I just have that feeling. I could be wrong, but I have that feeling. It's something about Margo that's not right. You know what I'm saying? And Curtis, he was basically satisfied with the information he found because he felt like, oh, she cool people or whatever. Drew was like, no. Drew was like, hell no. Drew was smart though. He was like, first of all, I'm not vetting Margo so I can date her. He said, I'm trying to date her so I can vet her. I said, bitch, that's the smartest thing I heard. That hit me right there when he said that. He said, I'm dating her to vet her. I said, yo, who wrote that line? That was some smart shit. Because usually, people who come from wealth or are currently in wealth and they get new people in their life, they do a background search on them. And if they don't find anything, they be like, okay, I'm gonna date this person. They seem cool. I'm gonna date them. There's nothing fishy about them. But Drew has his gut though. His gut feeling is telling him it's something not right about this chick, and he gonna find out. I like this, and this is what I said before. Like I hope, and I said this yesterday, that I hope if he's gonna date her, he's dating her because he's trying to play her. And that's exactly what it looked like he doing too, because he knows more to the surface. He knows more to her than what she trying to spew out and what they found online. He know that. I do wish that Drew was at the funeral though. I do wish he was at the funeral because he is a part of the Quartermain family. He should have been there. Ned should have been there. Olivia should have been there. But I'm satisfied with the people that was there though, because you had a good turnout. At least Oscar showed up. Even though I'm pretty sure he showed up primarily because of Jocelyn, but they got to remember though that Oscar and Michael are cousins. Um, ain't it kind of weird though? Michael's cousin is dating his sister. It's kind of weird, but but the good thing is at least Jocelyn and Oscar are no way, shape, form related, so that's a good thing. We don't need to turn this show into The Bold and the Beautiful. I'm just saying we don't need that little incestuous shit going on, but I'm happy that Oscar was there because he is a part of the family. Um, Diane and Max were there. Um, Lulu. Sometimes I be thinking, why is Lulu there? But then I keep having to remind myself that she is a part of the family too. She's not only Sonny's daughter-in-law, Michael's sister-in-law. She's also Carly and Michael's cousin. So I gotta keep remembering that because we don't see Lulu around Michael and Carly no more. You remember back in '08 and '09 when Lulu and Carly were like this? I remember when Lulu and Carly were so close. But when Dante came into the picture, that's when Lulu and Carly stopped being so close because, Carly did blame her for standing by Dante when she felt Dante was the reason Michael went to prison. So their relationship never fully recovered from that. Carly and Lulu. I've noticed that too. Their relationship never fully recovered. They're cordial and they're cool now. But I remember when 10 years ago, 9 years ago, they were like this. Lulu used to always come to Carly for advice about Johnny Zakara. Like they were so close. Now you hardly see the two of them together. And that sucks because I used to like their relationship, their bond that they used to have. And I was pissed that the writers never recovered that bond. But it is what it is. With the way Lulu acting nowadays, I think it's for the best that Carly and Michael keep their distance from her. I'm just saying she might fuck around, try to report their life. I'm just saying. Um, but Jocelyn's little speech, I liked it. She did a good job. It was sad watching Michael at that funeral. Then watching him at the burial and stuff like that when he was talking to Morgan's grave, asking Morgan to look after his son. That was a sad scene. It really was, man. It's a shame to see Michael like this. Michael needs to really catch a break. Like, Michael has had a hard life. And I will say this, Michael had to grow up faster than most kids have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that boy has been through some hell in his life. And it's about time that he finally finds some happiness. A good wife, a child. But I mean, it is a soap, so nobody's happiness lasts too long on this show. But I felt bad for him though. Monica and Jason, I'm happy that they had a little moment together or whatever. And I also felt bad for Sam because this funeral basically made her relive what happened to her daughter 14 years ago. For those that don't know, that her daughter, it is coming up on the 14th anniversary of Lila's death. And I love the little flashback clip that they showed of Sam in the hospital when Jason told her that Lila died. That shit, I remember that episode like it was yesterday too. Mind you, that shit was like 14 years ago, and it feels like it was just yesterday. Like, you see how young they looked in that clip? I mean, they still look good today, but they look real young in that clip. I said, damn. 14 years. That shit blew by. Like, it feels like yesterday it was 2004. Jeez. I think I was like 11, I want to say. Yeah, I was like 11 years old 14 years ago. That's crazy. Time just be flying. We all getting old and shit. Like, damn. So anyway, yeah, I felt bad for Sam though because she really had to relive that. Christina was doing the absolute most though at the reception. Christina was doing the absolute most. Like, she was up in there coming up to Jason and Sam talking about, oh, it's a good thing Sam have you to love. I'm like, Christina, I have to agree with Sam. Christina, now is not the time to be bringing that shit up. Okay, y'all are at a funeral. Well, a funeral reception. Everybody's in mourning. Now is not the time to bring this shit up. Shut up. Like, seriously, be quiet. Oscar and Jocelyn. I'm happy Jocelyn finally apologized to Oscar for the bitchy way that she's been acting towards him. She finally got some perspective on life. She finally, and I'm happy that she's taking her punishment that Carly gave her. She's taking it in stride, which I'm happy about. She's not whining about it because she knew she was wrong. Honestly, though, hopefully they can fix that relationship. But I have a feeling that Cameron is going to play a part in that relationship very soon. Julian is running around like a fool. This moron running around listening in on Diane and Alexis's conversation, trying to dig up information for Brad, little bitch ass. Julian, you are really on my shit list right now. I cannot believe he's really gonna help Brad cover this up. Like, you're a piece of shit. Like, seriously, like, why? Don't help him. You should be slapping the dog shit out of him for doing what he did. So Sonny and Carly sat in the church. They basically grieving for Morgan or whatever because being at the funeral basically made them think of Morgan. I mean, at the end of the day, people could say that they're tired of hearing about them talk about Morgan, but when you lose a kid, there's no grief. You know, it's been 2 years since Morgan been gone, but it's like for them it feels like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It feels like yesterday for any parent that lost their kid. I don't care if it's been 2 years, 2 minutes, 20 years. You're always gonna feel that grief, that sense of loss. You know what I'm saying? Like you're always gonna feel that way. There's no time limit on the shit. So I don't have a problem with Carly and Sonny still grieving for Morgan. I don't have a problem with it, not at all. Um, because it's realistic. You know, there's no time limit on this shit. You're always gonna grieve for anybody that's close to you that you lose. Child, spouse, sister, brother, auntie, cousin, whoever's close to you like that. Like you're always gonna feel that way. So I don't have an issue with it. Um, but yeah, this was a pretty good episode though. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.